who is 17, and he started treatment biomedical at 14, and at 15 he was able to do regular school without modifications, whereas previously he had been in special needs schooling and was really struggling. So Kyle, I just want you to tell the parents out there who have children with autism and other diagnoses that are similar to that, what can you tell them, or what it was like when you had all your symptoms?
Well, it depends what symptoms. They all had different effects on me.
Well, when you were struggling to do schoolwork, struggling to understand all the rules at school and how to get along with people at school.
Well, most of that had to do with I couldn't think straight. I mean, I had no social skills at all. I would try to think about how to socialize with other people, and it just wouldn't process. I mean, I would understand how to, I know I have to talk to people to make friends, but that's about as far as I got.
That when you would try to do your schoolwork or think a lot, you'd get headaches, and so it was hard for you to do it.
Yeah. I had a lot of concentration issues is what I had. I mean, I understood 1 + 1 = 2. I mean, math I got, reading I got. It's the concentrating that was hard. That's why I could never pass the reading task test or task test back then, which is a state test, because I could not concentrate long enough to read the assignment, the directions, and then answer the question. So it was very hard for me to concentrate, very hard for me to do my homework.
What about your name? You erased it, put it down. You erased it, put it down.
Perfectionist. I was a major perfectionist back then.
And what was wrong with your name that you had to do that?
It wasn't perfect. It wasn't written perfectly. If it's not written perfectly, I'll erase it and write it again.
And why did it have to be perfect?
Because I was a perfectionist. I wanted to have everything perfect.
If things weren't perfect, what happened?
I would be upset about it.
Do you know why you would be upset?
Nope. I just didn't like it.
Do you remember how you would always walk with your head down, kind of stiff, when you didn't look at people?
That's the way I thought. I look at the ground and think. I mean, it's really confidence. I realize that now. I had very low confidence, especially since I couldn't think straight. My social skills were horrible. I apparently didn't make a lot of friends except for every now and then. But yeah, that's why I didn't have any confidence, or I didn't even think about that. I didn't think how people would even already view that.
About times when you had one teacher, the last one you had, who said that, who you just said you just didn't like, what was it about her?
What teacher?
Well, we can't say names, but the last teacher you had. And
last teacher?
Before you were left special needs schooling, and
Was it a special needs teacher?
yes.
Okay, well, that particular teacher, I didn't like her because she was very controlling. If you didn't do something the right way, she would get upset about it, even if it was just a small mistake. Like, you forgot to write your name on your paper, that'd be the end of the world.
And she would just chew you out for that?
Pretty much. Well, yeah, she's even insulted kids in class. Like saying they're stupid or something. They're in special needs school, how could you insult them?
Okay, and then remember when you were little and you said you were put in rooms that were dark?
Yeah, that was a long time ago. I was a little kid and I didn't realize that was bad, but their timeout room was a dark room. And it wasn't always dark, it was just most of the time it was. And if you misbehaved or like hit someone, you get stuck in there. And you couldn't come out until you behaved. You couldn't make noise. If you were making noise, you'd stay in there longer. You have to remain quiet.
Was there anybody in there with you?
No.
And you never told me about this.
I thought it was just timeout room. I told you that I would go to the timeout room. I never.
Of course, I just never, and see, yeah. I never was aware of any of this. So that was really awful.
Yeah.
So, can you tell me when you got your thinking back, and now that you're in regular school and everything, what is it like? What did it feel like to all of a sudden be able to concentrate and to be around, be in regular school? What was that like? What were your beginning thoughts?
I didn't really notice it until I started thinking about it, and then I realized that I could actually think straight now. I was thinking about how I could communicate with people better and think better and concentrate better, and then I was like, am I cured or something? That's how it pretty much happened. I mean, it's not like you feel hyper or something or good or something. I didn't. It's just I could think.
Thing. It was a slow process where you all of a sudden
it kind of was. It took a while to get here. It took a lot.
I remember there were times when we kind of referred to it as you were being in a fog, and now you feel like you've come out of the fog.
It's because I couldn't think. I didn't have any social skills, and I couldn't think straight. That's the fog. I'm out of it now because I can think. Apparently, I have social skills because I have friends.
What would you? Now, there's a lot of moms that have children with just tons and tons of symptoms, and they want to believe that their children can get better, and they are watching this video because they want to believe it. They want to know, is it really true? Can it really happen? And they want to know if a child can be recovered all the way too, because a lot of people feel like, oh, they can only get better, they'll never be just like everybody else. Do you think you're just like everybody else?
Yeah. Definitely.
Do you think you're going to move out and live totally on your own and have a life just like anybody would?
I know I'm going to. No thinking about it.
And right now at school, are they doing anything special for you, or are you totally doing everything on your own?
Yeah. Well, of course I'm being taught by teachers, but that's beside the point.
But you're not doing anything different than everybody else at your school, right?
Nope. I'm doing everything the
same. And how long have you been doing that?
It's been 2 years now.
So what would you like to tell the parents out there that have children that they're wanting to know, is it possible for their children to be recovered? And some people want to know, let's put this question. Some people want to know if they should recover their children. They want to know, should I just have them the way they are, or should I make them get rid of their symptoms so they can be like other people? What do you think about that?
Well, ultimately it is up to them, but I've heard of a lot of people saying, let us be, like a lot of kids say, let us be autistic. We're tired of taking all these pills and being called a disease or whatever. Well, it's really up to both the kid and the parents. I mean, if you want to feel good, you want to think straight, you want to come out of a fog, you want to do something with your life, because really it does help a lot. Try it. If they were to take this stuff and get fully recovered, I guarantee they would feel a lot better.
And they wouldn't regret it. You don't think they'd regret it?
Oh no.
So what you're saying is you 100% would not want to go back to the old with all the symptoms. Well, I have one more question though that I'll just tell the audience. Now, you say your biggest thing you don't like is not being able to eat wheat and dairy. Is that your biggest complaint?
Yeah, I hate not
What's it do to
doing
you?
that.
What kind of symptoms do you get when you drink soda?
Really, I stop thinking about things before I do them. I don't think about how it'll affect people, so I basically lose my ability to socialize with people. I basically go back to what I was then, except for I can actually stop and think about it every now and realize that I'm not the person I was 5 minutes ago or something. I realize that was stupid of me. Why did I just do that?